If you just inherited $125,000, what would you do with it? Title. These questions are so unhelpful for the sub. Pay any outstanding debts, loans. 30 emergency. 30 into an index fund. Then the rest of the 40 deciding on either doing a business laundromat or some land property. Straight into an ETF it goes, probably never to be seen again until I absolutely need it. Hookers and blow. Buy a few bricks, triple my money. Buy wholesale barrels of whiskey, or launch the tequila. 2 chicks at the same time. Down payment on a duplex. Pay the tax on it and finish off my mortgage. Start a business with $10K, put the rest into a property. If you're asking this question on Reddit, fill emergency fund to 6 months, put rest into $VTI. Invest more in stocks. I would put $25K into my business and use the rest in a trust fund for my son. Go on Reddit and make a post saying if you just inherited $125,000, what would you do with it? Vegas. Invest it for sure. But where really depends upon expertise. If I already had a successful business, and I knew that money could be used to grow the business, that's where I'd put it. If I knew about real estate, I'd use it to buy another single-family home to rent out. Otherwise I'd invest it in a stock market ETF such as VTI, SPY, or JEPI. Help my parents, treat my wife, pay off debts, invest the rest. JEPI ETF. I believe you'll need to conduct a thorough examination of your state or surroundings, looking for what others aren't doing correctly or what has to be done better than it is now. And then conduct your own research on how to get it done. Bang. Invest on your research. All into Titan. Let them manage it. VU or SPY. Take a nap. Help the children. Invest in yourself. Buy 1 Bitcoin and put the rest in SPY and QQQ. I'd choose 5 banks. I'd then deposit the entire amount into one of them and get a line of credit against that amount at, hopefully, 0 interest for that amount, after whatever necessary time has passed for it to be in there, if any. I'd pull the original amount out and move on to the next bank. I'd do this at all 5 banks. If my maths correctly, you've got over $500,000 in available credit and still have your original amount available. If someone thinks this is a dumb idea, please let us know why. Well, it isn't enough for a down payment, so hookers and blow it is. 125 on red. Put it all on red. No stonks. Straight up, I'd start a small business that's needed in my local community. Run it for a year. Profit. Or cut loss. Hire a good, hungry human, ready to work. Pay them fairly to run that business if it turned profitable. Rinse and repeat until I'm 50. Retire in Scotland or some shit. Probably mom. Pay off my debt. Hire a licensed financial advisor. Grin. Buy a house or invest or start a business, but not something stupid, something practical. Index and chill. Only logical answer is hookers and blow. 125K scratch-offs. Pay off all your debt and invest in dividend stocks. Run a $125,000 worth of Facebook ads advertising a class you teach on how to maximize the financial benefits from an inheritance. If I just inherited $125K, I'd put it into my business. Invest it. Pick businesses and things not based on how much money you will make in a year but on what you can Hold on to. Invest in what you know and what you truly believe will still exist in 50 years. Making decisions that keep your money is better than making the huge amounts. Go to our personal finance. Pay off bad debt. Yes, there is good and bad department. Get 6 months of bills in reserve. Then buy a multiplex. Put it into Robinhood and collect 5. As soon as the media starts covering the stock market crash, massive unemployment and credit defaults non-stop, I'd buy 25K of Bitcoin and 100K of the SPY. Then I wouldn't check the price of either for 7-8 years. In approximately 9 years I'd start planning my retirement. Buy a 1992 Ford Tempo and start a mobile petting zoo with a single mother who needs a second chance in life. Invest in CDs, HYSA or ETF. Take the money you make from interest and put towards Roth IRA if you want. Also, could be a down payment for a house if you need one and can afford the mortgage. GIC if you're Canadian or just into an ETF. If you're entrepreneurial, nothing wrong with using a couple grand for a business you've wanted to start. But most importantly, do not tell anyone you inherited money. Telling people you inherited money will ruin relationships real quick. EGH, why is everyone so mean? Can't share my $1 million ideas, sorry. Tongue out. Buy land, build small but luxurious tiny houses, Airbnb, forever income for me. Give it to you, David Lowy on Reddit. Give it to the bank for one of my mortgages. The one with highest interest rate. Laundromat? Set aside 25K and spend 100K on inventory for FBA. Buy and flip tax deeds. Buy a house. Buy Bitcoin. Leveraged. Buy PulseChain crypto. Some stocks with high dividends. You can get $4,000 a month out of $100,000 invested. And 4K a month is livable. Could even quit the day job and downsize if needed. Or invest it in a startup. What does this question have to do with entrepreneurship? PLs, leave this subreddit. Mod must remove these kind of shit posts. Cocaine and hookers is only paper. Put it all towards my house renos. I'd give half of it to my friend Samir in securities and the other half in mutual funds. Cocaine. First off, buy gold bling, bars, then a nice car. Stay on rented apartment. Use money to leverage a business. Buy a WFP and a gutter vac for my business. Let me have $500 so I can have more than $50 left after next paycheck. Then take the rest and put most of it into an index fund. Take some out to put in a more easily accessible high-yield saving. And a similar amount to start a business if you think you have the chops for that. Also, I'd rather pay off in debt within a reasonable amount. With 125K. Probably pay off 5K worth of debt if that applies to you. Savings stock portfolio. Maybe a down payment for a property. I'll pay my credits. Plan a trip with family. Remaining 25K. Maybe I buy a newer car EV and do Uber or Lyft. Who has extra 125K to share lol? YOLO. All in XRP. Easy. Pay off my $120,000 of debt. Rob my cousins to see if they also inherited money. What are your skills? Plane tickets to the place you never thought you'd be able to visit. A couple HYSAs and call it a day. At this point in my business's life, I'd sink all of it there. So much work to be done. Buy a lot of properties and rent them.